Patreon Q&A number 78. I want to thank all 130 of my incredible patrons, guys. Thank you so much. The support means more than you know. And to everyone else listening, there's going to be spoilers in these questions and answers, so tread carefully. Lil Dolphin asks, hey Z, what's good? My first question, if Boros had another stronger form after Meteoric Burst, and what form would it look like, and what would the disaster level be? So I brought up a picture of what I think Boros' next form would be. I always assumed that it would be like red or something, you know, since that's a color that he hasn't explored yet. And I got this from the 4th volume cover of Genocyber. It's a crazy anime from the 90s. And I suggest only the most daring and bold viewers of battle anime or just anime in general should watch Genocyber. If not, stay away from it because it's pure concentrated nightmare fuel. But anyway, I think it'll look something like this, you know, pretty cool. And I mean, he's got to be God level at that point, right? If we're talking about something stronger than Meteoric Burst. There's only God after that, I suppose. Meaning that he'd be faster, stronger, more durable, and have even more of an energy output than we initially saw. And that's going into, like, you know, Dragon Ball Z stuff. Second question is, out of all of Vespers, which are the top 5 most powerful? Please rank them by power. So here you have your list. I think it's pretty solid. Hope you have a great week, Z. Stay free of that stuff. Hey, I hope you do too, Lil Dolphin. Acoustic asks, hey man, do you think Xanatos will be a high dragon by the end of the manga, given the amount of upgrades he's getting? Cheers. So I think he'll be a high dragon before the end of the manga, but the end, he'll probably be around above dragon level. I'm just taking a guess, of course. I mean, it seems like it's probably going to head in that direction, because he's arguably like a dragon right now. And considering that, you know, theoretically, his final opponent will probably be Drive Knight. Drive Knight's full potential is probably above Dragon, just taking a guess. You know, if he does have, like, the further transformations that go according to the Shoji pieces, and he's already, like, a high dragon right now. So, I'm pretty sure Genos will have to be around that level in order to take him down eventually. Chasey asks, hey there, Shonen. I'm so excited to be back with another question and support the channel in a time where people are being a little silly and causing more harm than good over this. Yeah. Thank you so much, Chase. I really do appreciate it. The question this week is a team battle. Monsters versus Martial Artist. Bang, Bomb. Hero Hunter Garo. Suiryu versus Black Ass Hydrated Deep Sea King. Phoenix Man and Bug God. So I'm going to side with the monsters here. This is a little too much for this individual team to be taking on. Hero Hunter Garo and Suiryu are not dragons, in my opinion. While Bang and Bomb are probably high dragons. Although that's still not enough to overcome, like, Black S. And then, like, Phoenix Man, like, which Phoenix Man are we talking about here? I mean, if it's a base Phoenix Man, you know, and just the bird brain costume, then he's going to get annihilated, of course. But if it's, like, Brilliant Eagle Phoenix Man, it's going to be really difficult to get this job done. But it's Black S here that's really keeping them from winning. Like, Suiryu and Hero Hunter Garo couldn't really do much against Black S. And I don't think Bang and Bomb would be able to vaporize him enough. It just doesn't seem like that they have that kind of power output yet. I could be wrong, and I hope I am, but I mean, also, even if he goes into Golden S, then it's like, I think he could probably take on Bang and Bomb by himself. Cool Mitch 987 asks, what's up, Shonen? Do you think Saitama will ever feel pain during one of his fights? It would be cool if Blast and Organa established their strength by giving Saitama some noticeable damage. Blood bruises. Have an awesome day. Hey, you too, Cool Mitch. Pain, whether he feels it is, I don't know, that's up in the air, but I think it's more likely that we'll see him draw blood. I think that will probably happen. You know, we'll have a similar moment to what he had in the dream against the Subterraneans. I more or less feel like that's probably going to happen at the end of the series, or at least I hope it does. And I know that there's a lot of people that don't want it to happen, and they have their own headcanon about what the narrative of the series is and where it's headed, and that's fine, you know, to each his own. But I do think that God is probably going to push Saitama to getting injured, but it's really up in the air if he's going to acknowledge that it's painful. I think more or less he'll just be excited that somebody was able to even do that much to him. But it won't go much further than that. Free-Tshirts asks, hey Shonen, been a little absent recently due to the loss of someone very close, but your videos have been extremely helpful and getting me through, and I've been loving the live streams. Just keep doing what you're doing. Hey, I'm sorry to hear that, Free-Tshirts, and I hope you've been able to heal somewhat from it, and I'm glad that I can help you in that healing process with my content, and thank you for your support. My question this week is, do you think a fully pumped up Metal Bat, aka the one that we saw at the end of the fight against Garo, could stop a charge from Darkshine? Have a good week. Stay safe out there. Hey, you two Free-Tshirts. I think that he could. I mean, he was able to stop a charging Elder Centipede, and that was before he reached the point against Garo. So, I mean, in theory, like, how much stronger or even weaker would Darkshine charging be as opposed to other Centipede charging? I think it's somewhat relative, right? And given that Metal Bat is fully pumped up, I think he could definitely stop a charge from Darkshine. Geruda asks, hey, Shonen, do you think Blackbeard is able to activate his true darkness form when there is no light presence? I think that's how he was able to take Whitebeard's fruit. So this is super interesting, and this is something that I forgot to talk about in my video on this subject. It is possible that he's able to go into like a crazy pure essence Logia form when there is no light, like why they threw the cape over him. That is possible, and as you know, how he was able to take in the fruit without exploding, as per what Vegapunk said when you ingest 2 devil fruits. But there's something that kind of conflicts with that, and it's something that I really need to talk about in an updated video on the subject. And it's that Marco says that basically Blackbeard taking the 2 fruits would be impossible for a normal person. And then he says that, but you should all know that Teach is a little different. The very structure of his body is strange. Is that how he pulled it off? Question mark. So that might more so line up with the theory that Blackbeard is like 3 people at once or something, or 2 people, like, I don't know, like when during birth, there were supposed to be like triplets or something, and they all fused into one person, becoming Blackbeard possibly, and that's how he's able to have 2 fruits, and it also means that he'll have 3 fruits by the end of the series. I mean, just based off of what Marco said, given that he's a doctor, and given that, you know, he sailed with Blackbeard for, what, like 20 years or something, I'm thinking that it more so has to do with Blackbeard's physiology. I originally thought that it had to do with the Yami Yami no Mi, but I'm slowly changing my mind. Goliath Xanatos asks, hey Z, back again with another question, this time concerning both One Piece and One Punch Man. So you know how there's different devil fruits that grant users incredible powers, rare Logia variants, intangibility aspect, which is super broken. Definitely is broken, especially before we found out about Haki. I want to know how the different fruit powers we've seen, which One Punch Man characters would have the devil fruits based on their personality and special abilities. If you can make a list, perhaps, of the S-Class, Saitama, My Mask, Garo, and the Devil Fruits, that would be awesome. Anyway, take care of yourself and stay safe. Peace out. Hey, you too, Xanatos. I hope you stay safe. So I made up a special list just for you, and I think it's pretty good, so check it out. James D. Real Estate asks, yo, Shonen, sorry I haven't been around lately, but I am back and have some epic questions. First one is, will you ever have a channel intro or outro, maybe both? I think eventually I will. I would like to eventually have that. Right now, I'm just not good enough personally to be able to make a compelling intro and outro, you know, with like editing and stuff like that. If somebody else made it for me and it was good enough, I would totally use it. But I more so see myself using that in the future of the channel, like when I start doing camera videos, you know, like recording myself, which is going to happen this year, maybe sometime around the summer, depending on how this health crisis turns out. Second question is, who would win in a fight between Awakened Garo or the current Yonko plus Whitebeard? Hope you have a great week. So you're saying like all 4 Yonko plus Whitebeard versus Awakened Garo? I think that's a little too much for Awakened Garo. Yeah, he's probably faster than them in theory, but man, you're dealing with 5 insanely powerful characters here, all working together. I don't think he'd be able to stop them. Joe D asks, hey Z, 2 fun ones for you today. 1, what moment in One Punch Man made you laugh the hardest? Man, there's so many great ones, but one that I keep coming back to a lot is when Saitama is talking to Genos and Genos starts giving him his backstory. I don't know, for some reason I just started laughing so hard at that because I realized that it is hilarious when shonen characters and just battle manga in general go on those long tangents with exposition dumps of their backstory and everything. And I don't know, you just relate so much to Saitama in that moment. And it's also just funny seeing Genos rambling like that. 2, what did you think of My Hero's pacing? When I first discovered the series, I thought Deku's rise to prominence would take a lot longer, and before his first year of schools, he's already beating big bats. Like, overall, and a legit candidate for the best overall hero in the class. Not every series can be One Piece, but what do you think? My Hero moves a little fast, so there might be a reason for this. And yes, I always thought that. I always thought that My Hero moved at a good pace, which I guess definitely could be considered fast, and I just thought it was because Horikoshi liked to keep his arcs concise with little to no fat on them. But now I'm thinking that it's because he didn't want My Hero to be that long of a series, which means that it's probably going to end on volume 30. He did say in an interview in 2015, granted things that could have changed since then, since it's been about 5 years, but we are almost at volume 30. I think we're at volume 27 right now, and given how the arc is right now in the series, this could be the end. Which would be the explanation for why it moves so fast. JustBlazeYT asks, what's up, Shonen? Got another question. How many blasts do you think from Overgrown Rover do you think Darkshine's skin would withstand before him being hurt and eventually defeated? Because we both know there's no way Darkshine by himself could beat Rover. Man, do we both know that, JustBlaze? I don't know about that. I think we'll have to go deeper into that. I'm not too sold on Darkshine not being able to take out Rover by himself. I'm not saying it's absolutely guaranteed, but I think it's definitely out for debate. I think he could take a couple of those blasts. I mean, Garo was taking point blank blasts, like, what, 2 or 3 of them? So I think Darkshine could probably take, maybe 10 plus or something before he was defeated. But, that's just him testing his durability, I suppose. Second question, who do you think is stronger, Psychos of Fusion or Orochi that fought Saitama? So I'm thinking that they're both around the same level, like both around that, definitive above dragon level. I mean, it's difficult to say if one is stronger than the other because they both have very different feats and very different opponents, but I'll say that anyone that is able to do that to Tatsumaki, like reverse the polarity on her, is easily above dragon, in my opinion. And Orochi, certified that he was as well. So I would just say for now, they're around the same level. It's difficult to say if one is like more powerful than the other. We'll have to see more. Maybe in the next few chapters, we'll get a better answer. Kata-Kun asks, what's up, Z? How's your week going? Pretty hectic with all of this ish going around. Anywho, hope you're staying healthy and whatnot. Hey, I'm trying, and I hope you are too, Kata-Kun. On to my questions for this week. If placed in the One Punch Man universe, what threat level would you give these JoJo characters? Jotaro, Dio, Ultimate Cars, and Giorno Gold Experience Requiem. Also, how will they fare against the dragon levels? Anyway, until next time, Z, much love. So, Jotaro, Dio, Ultimate Cars, thinking they're dragons for sure. I mean, Jotaro and Dio can friggin' stop time. That is like an unbelievably powerful ability in any series. And their power and speed, it's probably dragon level. I would say, it's fair to say that. Giorno, Gold Experience Requiem, probably God, right? That's like crazy. That's one of the most craziest abilities I've ever seen. It's really difficult to be able to compete with something like that, especially if you're just hypothetically thinking, like, how would a character from another series deal with something like that? It's hard to say. So, just to, be liberal about it, we'll say God level for now. And they would fare pretty good against the dragons. I mean, like, it would get difficult. I mean, excluding Gold Experience Requiem, the other characters against the dragons, they would be competitive. But it's difficult to say once we start getting really high on the dragon level and start going into above dragon territory. MrMagius asks, hello, Shonen, hope you're doing well. Hey, I am MrMagius, and I hope you are too. My question will be, how powerful is Genos' self-destruct bomb? Do you think he would have eliminated all of his opponents and the meteor, or at least some of it? And will he use it against the Mad Cyborg? And tell everyone watching you love them, by the way. See you around. Everyone watching, I love you guys, but you already knew that, or at least I hope you did. So I'm thinking that Genos' self-destruct bomb is, standard power for something like that. I think he probably could have taken out Mosquito Girl if she was in the epicenter of it and maybe damaged the meteor, but definitely not destroyed it like Saitama did. I don't think it was going to take it down. It's probably more powerful than the missiles that Metal Knight shot, but it's hard to say how much more powerful after that. And I don't think he'll use it against the Mad Cyborg. I think he's going to fight him just, toe-to-toe, not have to resort to something like that. Phoenix Man asks, greetings, Shonen, how are things going this week? They're not going too bad, Phoenix Man. I hope they're going good for you. So we got to see Psychos Orochi. And what a design! Reminds me of something out of Greek mythology. Yeah, something like that. It seems like everybody has their own little idea on what this resembles. It makes me excited for the future of the series. If Murata and One are going to be pumping out main villains that look like this. Anyway, my question comes from an observation made on the relationship between Orochi and Psycho. Psycho's comments on how Orochi was stronger than even she knew, and Orochi followed up explaining that he'd been hiding his power, and while she's been feeding him sacrifices. So do you think Orochi has been planning on betraying Psychos later down the line, perhaps after she supposedly defeated the Hero Association? Keep up the good work, Z. Hey, thank you, Phoenix Man. Yeah, I do think that that's definitely possible. I always kind of thought that Orochi was on a short leash with Psychos. I never thought that he was going to be subservient to her forever. And now that we're actually seeing him try to fight back, it's pretty cool seeing that come to fruition. Because, like, why would he need Psychos in the end? Like, when we saw Orochi really start opening and talking to Saitama, that type of attitude that he had definitely wasn't somebody who was going to be subservient to Psychos for the, the long haul. Like, I think he was definitely waiting for the Hero Association to be taken over and then them to have their new world order, and then he probably just would have taken her out and then would been the true Monster King. Steven asks, God Morgan, which manga characters would you invite to perform at a child's birthday party? Have a good week, dude. So this is an interesting question. So from One Piece, we'd bring Brook over. A lot of kids would be scared of him at first, but then they'd realize that he was a goofy sentient skeleton, and he would have a lot of jokes and amusing little mannerisms to entertain the kids. And then we'll bring, I guess, Cammy from My Hero, because the way that she was able to interact with the kids during the provisional license makeup exam. And also she has that illusion power. So that would be another cool thing to bring over. And then from the One Punch Man world, I guess we can just bring Puri Puri Prisoner. Because I think his goofiness and charm, we'll say it, would go well with the kids too. Susan A asks, hey, how are you, above dragon level shonen? I'm doing pretty good, Susan. I hope you are too. Well, what do you think will happen if Suiryu fights all of the other competitors in the martial arts tournament at once, except, of course, Saitama? So I'm thinking that he would wreck everyone pretty much, even if they were all working together. None of them were really demon level. Even Bakuzan wasn't that. So I'm thinking, or maybe Bakuzan was close to it, maybe. And I'm not talking about his monster form, of course. So I'm thinking that Suiryu would more or less one-shot everyone, if not, like, maybe need 2 or 3 shots at the most to take care of everyone. Nobody was really close to Suiryu. Tempest asks, hey, Shonen, hope you're staying safe this week with all the craziness around the world right now. Hey, I'm trying, Mr. Tempest. I hope you are too. For my question this week, do you think that Darkshine, Metalbat, Genos, and Child Emperor together would have had a chance against Bang? If so, how difficult of a fight would it be? Keep up the great work, Shonen, and have a fantastic week. Hey, thank you, Mr. Tempest, you too. So I'm thinking they could probably get the job done here. Darkshine, Metalbat, Genos, Child Emperor all working together would be a super difficult test for almost any dragon, you know, high or low, and Bang's probably a high dragon, and man, it's just like he wouldn't get completely stomped right away, but I think Darkshine, especially if like Child Emperor is backing them up with like instructions and stuff like that, because he has really good fight IQ and stuff like that. I think they could probably get the job done. Maybe high diff for them, maybe mid diff, but I just don't see Bang winning this one. Tetsucabruh asks, what's good, Z? I hope you're keeping safe and healthy in this whole thing. Yeah, I hope you are too, Tetsucabruh. It's getting difficult out there. I would like you to rank the fringe dragons above demons, including EC Genos, Bristle Armor, PvP, Suiryu, G5, Transform, Bug God, Big God, Evil Eye. Not sure if Murata's statement about him being stronger than her still holds with the current feats. That's a good question. I'm not sure myself either. But here's the list, and I think it's pretty solid, although it's super subjective. But, you know, for now, I think it's pretty good. Second, I thought of an interesting matchup. All Might during Camino Incident versus Melzerguard. Can All Might figure out his weakness and take care of him before he runs out of power? I think this is a good challenge for his stamina and intelligence. So I think that he could. I mean, Metal Bat was able to figure out Melzerguard's, you know, situation with the regen marble, and I'm not downplaying Metal Bat or anything. I mean, he's fine, but I'm just saying if he could do it, I think All Might could as well, and then I think All Might could eventually defeat him. I mean, Camino All Might is weaker than USJ All Might, but I still think he has enough power in the tank to take out Melzerguard. It would be high diff, but I think he could get the job done. Zapphod B asks, if Withered Sprout fought a Black S that was 10 cells, how would it go? I think Withered Sprout would just wreck him immediately, just freeze him, game over. I don't think he's strong enough to fight back from that. And if it were 50 or 100, I think it would probably be a similar result. It seemed like 100 cell count probably wasn't strong enough to deal with being frozen like that. Maybe he was, maybe not, but I think Withered Sprout definitely gets the job done here. I think you would need at least 1,000, maybe, in order for him to like break out of the ice, possibly. If the invisible fodder monster fought the 2 watermelon monsters, what would happen? I think he would probably lose via getting outnumbered here. I mean, it'd be like 2 wolves versus 1 wolf. I'm assuming neither of them are tigers, so I would just take the watermelon monsters here. I mean, both of them seem to be both, I don't know, around the same level, so yeah, it would just be numbers winning here. Thanks, Shonen. You the best. Hey, you're the best, Zapphod. The one and only PandaMan asks, hey, Shonen, who do you think would win in a fight between Gigantomachia and Goketsu? I think Giganto holds an advantage in raw strength, while Goketsu would be the more skilled fighter, even though we haven't really seen either of them at their strongest. I feel like Giganto would take it, but that's just me. So, yes, we haven't seen either of them at their strongest, but, man, I think it would be a really good fight, really competitive, it seems like. Giganto and Goketsu, you know, they definitely seem around similar levels of strength. I wish we had more feats on Gigantomachia, but right now he does seem like he's definitely on that level of power. His durability is pretty fantastic, obviously. He can grow. Like, he has, like, a gigantification quirk. And, yeah, as you stated, definitely not as skilled as Goketsu. Man, hard to say. I would, just for now, let's just say Gigantomachia. He's probably the strongest character in the series right now. you know, barring what happens with Shigaraki when he comes out of the tank. So that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Once again, I want to thank all 130 of my overpowered patrons. Guys, your consistent support really means the world to me, so thank you so much. And if you would like to be in next week's Q&A, just simply check out the Patreon. The $5 tier will give you access to this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day.